Hey everyone, welcome back to the Basic Butch Tarot. My name is Jennifer Rose and I am the head butch in charge here. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. So I don't have a question for today's love reading, and I thought I would do a new version of a love reading that I'm going to start doing next week. It's called Love Me, Love Me Not. So during this, I'm just going to draw some cards here, and I'm just going to do a general love reading from what I see in those cards, okay? Let's see here. So we're going to go, they love me, they love me not, they love me, they love me not, they love me. So I am always going to choose to stop on the they love me cards, so because I'm always hopeful about love. Okay. So, what do we have here? A whole lot of swords. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Seven of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. So, we've got a bunch of swords here in our love me not pile. And then we've drawn the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So, 2 pages and 3 swords. This should be interesting. So what I'm gathering from this is, there's probably been a fight over some deception. And I'll say, I want to say that these swords cards, these are air signs. So that would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So these could be with those signs. And these are air signs. And this is about information and how we deliver the information. Swords have 2 sides. And in love, like this card here is kind of like, I've played the victim for a while, and I've put up with a whole lot of your bullshit, okay, and all of your baggage and your, you know, your yelling or your crappy language that you use with me, your disrespectful language that you use with me. And I also know that you're a liar and a liar. I also know that you're a liar and or you're doing something behind my back. So this is kind of really an unsettling feeling here. I do want to say that here's the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is just kind of like, before we go off, yelling and pulling our swords and stuff at someone who we think might be deceiving us, stealing our happy, stealing our joy, or stealing away literally like in the middle of the night or day to have another tryst of some sort. Just make sure that you have all the information before you start talking to this person about it. And make sure your information is real and not something that we've cooked up in our minds, okay? A lot of times, especially, like I find a lot of times when I'm emotional, I cook up all sorts of scenarios that may or may not happen. Like I might be feeling something here and I might be feeling something in my gut, but I also had to make sure to ground myself and make sure I know what is real and what are the things that I am, making up in my head about a situation, about someone, doing me wrong, like, or cheating on me, let's put it, or cheating on me, doing you wrong, cheating on you, lying to you, not telling you something, holding things from you. That could even be like holding back money from you if you're in a relationship. Like, so before you, have big, huge talks about it, make sure that you get all of the information. And so I'm going to choose to draw a card on this Ace of Swords to see, what kind of information we've got. I'm just curious to see. Okay, so we've got the Three of Pentacles here. So I'm really thinking that having a discussion with someone about your ideas that they might be cheating or lying to you, having that discussion might just end up in a bunch of hugs and, just kind of like, okay, well, I feel better about this. So, we've got the Three of Pentacles, and there they all are. They're hugging each other, and What is the guidance I'm getting here? Sorry, there's a motorcycle outside that thinks that they need to drive really fast. Ugh. Anyway, um, yes. So I think that once we have this discussion with our person about, whether or not there's really something going on here, right? Um, I think that once we have that discussion, we'll find that maybe there was something going on, but it wasn't that serious, and that we made it a little bit more in our heads and by hanging on to it. Like, so I am, well, first of all, I'm a Libra. So all these swords cards, I really understand, and they reflect a whole lot of who I am in the world. And you know what? As a Libra, I just get jealous. I get jealous for no reason. I always think it's just like, something inside of me. I don't get jealous very often, but I do get jealous. And so a lot of times, what I'll do when I get jealous or I start, like thinking things in my head that are just ridiculous about my sweet partner, I will just ask her simply a question. Like if something doesn't sit well with me, I will just ask it right away. So I don't have enough time to like sit and ruminate about it or make up scenarios or, collect clues to see if I'm right or not. It's not a game. Love shouldn't be a game like that. So I always appreciate, direct communication and, to cut off any toxic thoughts we might have and thoughts that just simply aren't true. And so it looks like there's a good outcome from this, and getting a relief from that anxiety helps our bodies. It's a Pentacles thing, our health, wealth, and finances. We can free up some anxiety in our hearts and our heads so we can go and have a good time. Or maybe it's just that it was keeping us from, getting a little snugs or, just getting, the normal, like patting our people when we're around each other, like maybe there wasn't a whole lot of that outward loving happening, but now there is. And touch is so rewarding, relaxing, healing. So yes, so have that talk, and it's probably just going to end up with in a bunch of hugs and love and stuff. So if this is you, please make sure to have that conversation. And then, so now we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is, looking toward the future, trying to figure out, what comes next. And same with the Page of Cups, as far as, the Page of Cups is about trusting your intuition, though. And that's what could get us in trouble here, right? Like, but it also could, trusting our intuition could also, uncover some trouble that may or may not be happening. Okay. So I know that I drew this card, and, like one outcome could be that, like, oh, I was just being ridiculous, but another outcome could be that your intuition about this was correct when you asked that question. And I'm going to see what this another card. So, maybe feeling this way has you thinking about a past relationship that you were in at some particular point in time. And, I feel like it's a little gaslighty. Like I see all that yellow when I drew that card. I feel like maybe that last relationship you were in you know, um, probably wasn't one that y'all shared a lot of direct communication with, and maybe there was a whole lot of hiding of emotions and feelings, and not a whole lot of talking going on there. So maybe this has just this intuition has made you think about this, and you're just feeling like you really need to kind of gain your composure there and get back to task after that little unsettling feeling of anxiety or jealousy about your person. And then, but we got the Three of Cups. So I really think that this is just a short-lived idea that maybe, somebody's not treating us properly, and maybe they're just being snippy right now. And, like some of us take that to heart, and we just want to make our partners happy, and we want to make our people happy, especially those people that we love. And, So just remember that, to give each other some space to be human and just to kind of be in a bad mood, even if someone's not always in a bad mood. There's just an awful lot of things that could, tank somebody's mental health for a minute, and it doesn't always have to be you. Okay, so remember that this could be the outcome here. This is the outcome here. If we just have this talk about what we're thinking and feeling, our suspicions, our suspicious minds, don't let them run off with a scenario that you can't get back from in your relationship. Okay, I feel like this read is just about, if you're feeling something negative in your relationship, that you should have a conversation about it, and you will find that everything is all good to go. Okay, and everything will just get back to our normal lovey-dovey selves, right? And I think I'm just going to draw one more card here to wrap this up. And that card is the World card, and I love this card in this deck, y'all. So, as far as this reading goes, I see all those spirals. So that tells me it's kind of like, ooh, I spiraled out today, my love, but you're my world. Okay, I asked that question, and now here's how I feel about it. Yay! You love me. You pick me. You still want to hug me. And, something I just thought about when I was holding up this card is, this could just be like you had a little verbal sparring that happened. And, maybe you felt like that took away something. Like sometimes we can fight before we go out, like even just go out to dinner over something dumb. And then we kind of act, in a poopy way to each other. Let's not do that. Let's have the conversation and be like, hey, you didn't really mean that, did you? If it's just something that someone said, and maybe we're just, a little extra sensitive, and that's okay, because we're intuitive and we're magical. So of course, and we're also, struggling with a little bit of past triggers here. So just give yourself a little bit of room, and remember, if you're having those thoughts or feelings about your partner, and it's not really coming from anywhere, talk about it. Ask them about it. Ask your queen, king, ask about it before y'all go out, because you're each other's worlds and you're gonna figure that out.